Bart, give me your thoughts to just everything.
Well, first, I think that Ryan Clark represented the brotherhood in our fraternity very well. I think he articulated all our thoughts that go into when we see a situation like that. I often on my show read the warning label. I have two of my helmets in the studio, and I often read the label just to our listeners and our fans to say what it says on the back. And we're all familiar that it says it could cause sudden death. But we internalize that, and we understand the risk that we take every time we step on a football field. But we're not accustomed to seeing what we saw last night. What we saw last night was not normal. We're accustomed to seeing guys. I'm from Detroit. I remember seeing Mike Utley lay motionless on the field, but we knew that he was well. We knew that he was conscious. This was something different. We all were just waiting, and we become accustomed to seeing guys down. We've seen ambulances come out, guys carted off, and we just wait for the thumbs up.
Yeah.
We just wait for the thumbs up, the acknowledgement that I'm okay, guys. I'm hurt, but I'm here. And the fact that we weren't able to get that just leaves us holding our collective breaths, because all we do is want our brother, our teammate, our friend to be okay. And it's that collective sigh of relief that we're just continuing to wait for. We're waiting for the news that he's okay, right? And we're praying, and we don't know how to react because we've never seen this, and to think about a football game, to think about playoffs and all that stuff, that is secondary. I mean, the first thing you worry about is his family, his mother. I mean, what comfort it is just to know that his mother was there to just be able to touch him, to talk to her son. I cannot imagine being a parent, being in another city, trying to get to your child, not knowing what the outcome is. And it's a reality that we all know, but we're not accustomed to seeing this. And I think players don't know how to react, and they didn't know how to react because you can't describe this feeling. It's just one of those things. And I think you see all former players getting choked up talking about it, because at any moment it could be us. That could have been us. And it was such a routine hit.
Yeah.
We've seen that hit 1,000 times, and we've never seen this outcome. And you just pray for him and pray for his family and hope that everything comes out on the right end.
There's a few things that need to be mentioned. Number one, I brought up slow mortality and fast mortality in the initial segment, and you guys know about that a hell of a lot better than me. The reason I brought that up also was because, not to fault anybody in Cincinnati, it's just the location of which it happened. Hamlin last night, Tua Tagovailoa earlier this season, Antonio Brown years ago when Vontaze Burfict hit him.
Ryan Shazier.
Okay, Ryan Shazier. All happened on that football field. It happens, this hasn't happened, but a lot of injuries happen, and we recognize that. People are looking at us this morning, and there are some that will look at us and say, okay, it happened, and we'll pray for them, et cetera, et cetera. Why is this still being talked about? Let me tell you why. Because of what Swagoo articulated, his mother and his family wondering whether or not their child, their sibling is going to survive. It's a human being. It's a member of the NFL fraternity. Why is Ryan Clark fighting back tears? Ryan Clark, former safety for the Pittsburgh Steelers, Super Bowl champion safety for the Pittsburgh Steelers, wasn't allowed to play. People keep forgetting that Ryan Clark, his spleen is gone. Gallbladder, if I remember correctly, gone. Because he had that sickle cell trait condition that compromised his health, obviously playing at high altitudes, endangered his life. He wanted to play. They wouldn't let him play. Okay, we got to take all of those things into consideration to recognize the fact that, again, why would these guys put themselves in this position? Because of what Swagoo articulated. Because when you are thinking about something more than just yourself, when you're thinking about that mom who's scratched and clawed to feed you every night, to put clothes on your back, to put a roof over your head, food on the table. When you think about a dad, when you think about siblings who suffered along with you, you're not just doing it for you, you're doing it for them. Which brings us to what Herm Edwards said, Coach Herm. Why did he bring that up? Because he talked about it's, in essence, you're not thinking about down the line. And when we talk about our society and we talk about people having that kind of attitude, don't you notice in life that the more you capture, the more you get, all right, the less risk that you're willing to take, because it's like, okay, I hear. But when you have nothing, and when, you know, tomorrow isn't promised, let alone next year, let alone 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and the conditions that you're living in, you're saying, this ain't really living. Yeah. All of a sudden, those are the risks you're willing to take, which brings us to the NFL. And because when you look at the NFL, and we're not throwing any shade whatsoever on the NFL, first of all, there's nothing to throw shade on them about in this particular situation. They worked in concert with the NFL Players Association. They did the right thing with postponing the game. They made the right decision. People were debating how long it took, whatever. Well, they were preoccupied with making sure the kid's life was saved. And that's what we got to get back to. We might not show the footage, but for the purposes of this discussion, let's make sure we highlight for folks out there what actually happened. He got up off of a routine tackle. Now, his chest fell on the helmet of the person he tackled, which I believe it was T. Higgins. Okay, he gets up and he collapses, similar to what Hank Gathers did in 1990 that he never recovered from and ultimately passed away from, okay? So when he collapsed, what did they do? They had to perform CPR. Why? Because he wasn't breathing. He wasn't responsive. They wanted to go over there to help him as players, as a brotherhood, right? They couldn't. They weren't allowed. We didn't see one doctor roll out there. We didn't see two doctors roll out there. We didn't see three doctors roll out there. There were like 8, 9 different medical professionals that ran out there. And when they ran out there with equipment. And you like, I've never seen this before. And so the magnitude of all of those things that transpired brings us back to, okay, this is the situation, and this is what goes on a football field. Slow mortality, fast mortality. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.